The U.S. Mint made 5 million 2020 American Silver Eagles in a month. And then this happened. Welcome to Silver Heist. Thank you to our returning subscribers and guests. We're a channel that likes to buy physical gold and silver, and we like a coin with a good story. If you like those things, please subscribe. Have you wondered why the premiums for American Silver Eagles and all the other silver bullion in 2020 has remained stubbornly high? Well, there's two problems. The demand is through the roof, but the other problem is production is not keeping up. So I'm going to pull together mintage production numbers on a monthly basis for 2020 and show you where the mint has fallen short. And I'll show you some previous years to show you what they're capable of doing. And I'll show you what I think the likely production is for the rest of the year. And is that going to be enough? First, I have an annual chart of American Silver Eagle production from the year 2008 to the year 2020. And you'll see how, so 2008 is similar to 2020 in that it started with a stock market crash. Silver took off that year and subsequent years. In this case, it peaked at spot price in 2011, but production stayed high right through 2011 and beyond. And then after the election in 2016, demand and production dropped off. But 2020 is a whole new ball game, and the mint is playing catch up. So this is mintage production information on American Silver Eagles from the U.S. Mint. The BU versions, not the proof, and it's going to be the 2020 mintage for each month with the total, and we'll project the production for the rest of the year. And we'll pick out some past years and look at what they did in millions per month. Okay, so in January 2020, they started strong, but maybe typical, 3.8 million in a single month for January. And I think that feeds the appetite for 2020, for the collectors, for people who want to start the year strong. And then typically, February falls off. So 650,000 in February. And then the stock market started going down around February 20th or so. And that created a demand for March. And the mint stepped up demand, ran out of planchets, took a break, and then the stock market really dropped and the silver price dropped and demand just skyrocketed. So even though they took a break in March, they finished very strong. Okay, so in March, they did 5,482,000 American Silver Eagles, which is very high monthly number. Could be one of their biggest months. It's definitely on the high end. So they did that, and then this happened. And so what happened was the COVID. So in April 8th through April 20th, the Westpoint Mint was closed. They limped through the month of April, and the Philadelphia Mint made 240,000 American Silver Eagles. That did not really help with the demand for Silver Eagles because the dealers got together and they made a collectible coin out of it. And so that didn't satisfy anybody outside of the collectors. And many people thought that was kind of cool, but it doesn't help the supply for just plain old stacking coins at all. So I've shown you the annual numbers before, so let's just boil it down to an average per month. so that we can see how far they're falling short. Because now we're in a huge demand situation. So, as I showed you before, 2008 was the beginning of a new financial crisis. Back then, in 2009, they made 2.4 million American Silver Eagles per month. In 2010, they made 2.9. In 2011, they actually made 3.3. 2015 was the high water mark. They made 47 million coins total. That's 3.9 million average month after month. And then 2019, from the chart I showed you before, they only made 14.9 million coins for the whole year. So that is 1.2 million. So in a low demand year, they could make 1.2 million each and every month. Going back to what they made in April, with the help of the Philadelphia Mint, they made 750,000 total. In a high demand year versus a low demand year, they can easily make 1 million. And then in high demand years, they need to be cranking out 2.5 to almost 4 million a month. So the only thing worse than April was May. 490,000. And so in June, they started to turn the corner, 1,398,000. But then in July, they dropped 1,084,500. And then according to news stories, by July 13th, the Westpoint Mint was at full production staffing. Now, I don't know what full production staffing means. Everyone's working, but they may not be working all of the machines at the same time because of social distancing. So they are still way below one of the most poor production/demand years of last year, let alone a good year that has decent demand. So in August, we're about 2/3 of the way through the month. They have produced 2,593,000. So what is left for the next 4 months? What can we expect? They ought to make somewhere in a high demand year. 4 million a month would be nice. Let's just say 3. If they can make 3 million each and every month to the end of the year, the Mint could produce 28,293,500, which would actually put it on track for 2009, which was the first year after the stock market crash, and that would be 28 million. So can they do it? I'm not sure. According to a news story in Coin World, there was someone in the dealer world who was privy to a conference call that happened. He said the Mint currently is making 400,000 every 2 weeks, and they're looking to bump it up to 400,000 a week. But that's only like 1.6, 1.8 million. That doesn't really make sense because they're doing 2.6 million in August, which is above this supposed 400,000 every week, which is their goal. The Mint said that they're willing to consider expanding Silver Eagle production to San Francisco and Philadelphia. I'm just afraid we're going to end up with more special packaged coins for collectors and not for stackers. I'd rather see them just get Westpoint cranking than to do that. This year here was 35 million. The following year was 42 million. So we're a good 7 to 10 million coins short, easily, in 2020. If not 20 million. We could be 20 million coins shy of what we need. This is a huge year, and I think we're just going to have to get through this year, and then hopefully we can keep stacking in 2021 and make up for it then. So the US Mint made 5 million American Silver Eagles in a month. And then this happened. Hopefully they can snap back and do a little catch up. If you want to hear more stories and background on silver and gold stacking, please watch one of our featured videos.